Today's video is going to be trying on all of the newer indie brand makeup that I've bought here recently. So when I first really started getting into makeup, I didn't even know what indie brands were. I mean, I just knew that I liked makeup and I didn't know the difference. I didn't even know about most of the indie brands that are out there now. So there are lots of channels that showcase indie brands, and recently I've really kind of dove into those channels. I watch a lot of Amy Loves Makeup, Angelica Nyqvist. I watch a channel called Bad to the Brow. There's a lot of smaller channels that showcase indie brands. Vinyl Beauty, who I recently did a collab with, Nikki Raven, those are just a few. And because I'm kind of watching a lot of those videos and really being introduced to a lot of indie brand makeup, I've been on an indie brand makeup shopping spree over the past few months. So I am going to share with you guys a video where I haul all of those products. I figured if I did all this in one video, it was going to be way too long. So this video is just going to be trying some of those products on. So if that sounds interesting to you guys and you want to see some of the new indie brand makeup that I've picked up here recently, keep on watching. You guys will have to correct me down below. I'm a novice. This is new to me, so there may be some things that I mention in here that are not indie. I did do a little bit of research before starting this video. I hope it was thorough enough, so you guys will have to let me know if this is all indie makeup. If it's not, I apologize, but I'm going to try to make it as indie as possible. Okay, so to prime my face today, I thought that Tatcha was still an indie brand. I was doing a little bit of research, and according to an article that I was reading, Tatcha was actually purchased by Unilever, or Unilever, however you say it, which is a huge, parent company, but they have a lot of other smaller companies that they own. So Tatcha is no longer an indie brand. I didn't know that. It's really interesting when you start looking into the business side of things when it comes to makeup and beauty brands. I mean, it's all about the almighty dollar. Trust and believe that. It's just interesting who owns what and who invests in what. So anyway, we are going to use the Tatcha Liquid Silk Canvas today. It's a little trial size that I got. I've only tried this twice. Wasn't completely over the moon when I used it, but, you know, I don't want it to go to waste. I'm trying to get some use out of my stuff. So this is what we're going to use today. I'm hoping that this helps to fill in my pores at least a little bit. We shall see. I mean, I can just touch my face and it turns red. We're going to let that soak in just for a minute while I talk to you about the second product that I'm going to use. Pat McGrath Labs had a pretty decent sale on their website where if you bought a such and such dollar amount, you got 25% off your entire order. And then, for whatever reason, it was giving the 25% off regardless of the dollar amount that you were spending. So because of this crazy sale, I picked up the Pat McGrath Labs Skin Fetish Sublime Perfection Foundation. I grabbed the Skin Fetish Concealer. And I also grabbed their Blurring Under Eye Powder. So the only product that I've tried so far is the foundation. I wore it yesterday, so I only having worn it once, I really wasn't able to formulate a complete opinion on it. So we're going to be using all those today. I've heard such mixed reviews on, well, this entire line, to be honest with you. Let's give her a go. I wanted to kind of conceal, though, a little bit, because I've got a little bit of mess going on, always a little bit of mess going on, and from what I could tell yesterday, this foundation was not exactly full coverage. I would call this more of like a medium coverage, and your girl needs full coverage because of the mess. So I'm going to go ahead and hop off here and get like a little bit of correcting going on, maybe a little bit of concealer, and then we'll jump back on and start with this foundation. Okay, I don't know how much that actually helped, but this is where we are. So now we're going to go ahead and dip into this Skin Fetish Foundation. It is a little light for my skin. I have a really bad habit of doing that. When I order things online, I either order it very light or very dark. So I have a mishmash of different tones of foundation up there. This one just happens to be light. I'm going to be using my Chikuhodo GSN 5 brush. This is one of my favorite foundation brushes at the moment. Ooh, that's a lot. The coverage isn't exactly awful. I mean, you can see it covered up a great deal, just not everything. I like my foundation to cover everything. Does anybody else find that like oddly satisfying? Watching your face go from like blotchy and red, an uneven skin tone, and then putting foundation over top and just watching it blank all that out. I kind of like it. Now, when I wore this yesterday, one of the things I noticed is that this foundation does settle into my lines, my wrinkles, my pores, all of those telltale signs of my age, right? It's a universal formula for all skin types. It's oil-free, paraben-free, and fragrance-free. Now, you can already see I've let that set for probably 5 minutes, 10 minutes or so. I have already tapped it out once, and we still have this. It doesn't matter what foundation I'm using. I am 36. I have very deep set smile lines. I have deep set wrinkles on my forehead. I've never had Botox. I've never had any kind of fillers or anything like that. I've never had anything done, obviously. So this is true to life, your everyday woman, and how this would wear on your skin. I think it's more representative as opposed to somebody that has a bunch of work done and they have a smooth forehead and no smile lines. Like, I just think that's unrealistic. No shade to those people that get that stuff done. If I could afford it, I would have it done too. Just saying that this is a more accurate representation of how it's going to wear on the everyday natural woman. Okay, saying all that, I'm going to go ahead and jump into the concealer. I didn't know this was like a glass component. It's very bougie, and you only get a small amount of product. There's only 0.16 fluid ounces in here. Just for a size reference, my Dior concealer has 0.37. This is triple the amount of product in my Dior concealer. Okay? That's crazy. So this Pat McGrath concealer better be, we'll take it back old school and say all that in a bag of chips. Like, look at the settling in my forehead here. So throughout this entire video, I'm going to have to tap these forehead lines. It's just what happens. It happens with almost every foundation that I try. Some are a lot worse than others. This one's pretty bad. It drives me absolutely crazy. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and... Ooh, doggy, that's light. I guess good thing since this foundation's so light. Brighten her up. I've heard some really good things about this concealer, so I'm hoping they're all true. So far, I think that concealer looks pretty good. I feel like it covered pretty decently. I can still see a little like tinge of purple right through here, but that's almost with every concealer because I've got really dark circles underneath my eyes. It's hard to cover. You can still see like the puffiness here. I probably should have put that Dior concealer underneath because it's a little darker. Did anybody watching pick up the new Wayne Goss lipsticks or the lip pencils or any of the lip glosses? I almost did. I was on the Beautylish website right at, 1 o'clock yesterday? And I'm filming this on Thursday, by the way. Today is the 6th. Yes, the 6th. I was on the website. I had one in my cart. I had Lily in my cart, which is the one that he said in his video. It was like the perfect nude, and he was in love with it. And I was like, yeah, that's the one I need. And apparently everybody else felt the same way because it sold out pretty quick. So I didn't end up grabbing anything. I figure I'll wait till reviews come out and see what everybody else is thinking about them. It's Wayne Goss. He created this formulation. He approved it or whatever. So I know it's going to be good. But it's not something I like really needed right now. And I've already spent far too much money on new makeup. So I'm pumping the brakes finally. I'm going to set my under eye area with the setting powder, the under eye setting powder. I ended up getting the shade Translucent or Light. Should be called Translucent because it's white. They do have a medium shade that's actually skin toned. I probably should have grabbed that because from what I've heard, this works out really well as an all over setting powder. Just taking this on a setting brush from Real Techniques. Try not to go in too heavy because I don't want it to be crazy. Oh, you know what I just realized? I didn't do my bronzer or my blush or anything. Losing it. Alright, let's go ahead and dive into the bronzer. So, for bronzer, I chose the Milk Makeup Baked Bronzer. I think this is an indie brand? Yeah, pretty sure. I did look it up, and from what I could see, it's an indie brand. Okay. Got a big old forehead, so we gotta make it look smaller. Okay. Bringing back some life to this face. Okay, so now that I have all that bronzer laid down, I do have a cream blush I want to play with. I'm so excited to play with this. This is the Tower 28 blush in Magic Hour. I did already swirl my finger around in it just to feel the consistency because I literally am like a child with makeup and I cannot help myself. I have not tried this yet though, so it's a beautiful color. The consistency feels very thick. It almost feels like, I don't even know how to explain it, like a lip, not a lip gloss, but like a liquid lipstick. Almost like the Artist Nude Creme from Makeup Forever. If you have one of those, like when I swirl it on my finger and I look at it, it's exactly what it looks like. So I'm a little nervous about putting this all over my cheeks because it looks very heavy. It is extremely opaque. Let me show you what I'm talking about. You guys can see it there. There is no sheer quality to this. This is extremely opaque. Let's start with the finger. Oh boy. When I tried out this foundation yesterday, I used a different cream blush with it, and I liked, you know, the cream products on top of it. It's definitely way more pigmented than like the Fenty cream blushes, because I do have those, and I've tried those out. And those you have to build up quite a bit unless you go in super heavy. But this is something you just need to be very careful with because it builds up very quickly. So I've seen Stephanie from Babs Beauty on YouTube talk about this. And a lot of other people are getting really excited about Tower 28. They've been buying up their bronzers and all kinds of stuff. But she's who I originally heard talking about this product. And she's the one that kind of influenced me to buy it. So I might be going over top of this with a different blush anyway. I just wanted to let you guys see what it looked like. Yeah, it just looks a little bit blotchy over here, but I really totally think that was my fault. I don't think that was the product's fault at all. Because it doesn't look as bad on this side. At least, you know, from what I'm seeing. So again, very pigmented product. Be very careful. But I do think it's nice. You can also use this on the lips. Alrighty, let's go ahead and tap out some more of these wrinkles and then we'll jump into the setting powder. I'm really curious how this blurring powder is going to work all over my face. It's not really advertised to use it this way, but like I said, I've seen people say that it works really well for this. So that's what we're doing. Oh my god, if I used this as a setting powder, this shit would be gone. I'm not even lying. It would be gone probably in a week. This stuff fluffs away so easy. Oh, but it's doing wonders for my skin. This is so super expensive to use it as an all-over setting powder, but I'm not lying. This really smoothed out my skin. Like, you can still see the deep set wrinkles. They're not going anywhere. But as far as, like, my overall skin texture and whatnot, holy cow. Okay. I'm not mad at that at all. I do have some more base products that I wanted to show you. And just for the sake of, you know, using them and showing you guys what I have. I did pick up the Scott Barnes contour palette. I was so excited to get this. It's got so many different contour shades in here, and I've used several of them so far. I got this a while back. This is not a totally new to me product. I think I got it like 2 months ago, and I've used mainly the shades, what is it, Carve and Diced, which are these more like cooler tone contour shades. And they work so well for my skin tone. They work really well for a fair to light skin tone. It's so hard to find a contour shade that is an actual contour shade and not a bronzer shade. You know what I mean? So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to add a little bit of that just to kind of, just to do it. Spit it out. So I'm going to go into that shade Carve up here in the corner. And we're just going to carve. We're going to give myself... I say we're. I don't know why I say that. It's not even proper English. We are gonna do one of them numbers. I'm hoping maybe I can fix this mess over here. So do you see what that did when I laid that? Yes, it's dark and I'll blend it out. But do you see what that did as far as like depth through here? It really made this area look like it's pushed in, which creates a bigger cheekbone. I know, like you guys have never seen a makeup tutorial before, but this is just such a good color for that. And I've struggled up until this point finding a good shade to do this with. If I'm staring head on, how this comes down like this and it almost looks like, you know, the cheekbone is popping out more. They're just such easy powders to work with. I really do like these. Since I am using the Scott Burns contour palette, I decided to use his little trick where you contour around the lips a little bit. And I don't know about you, but I think it really makes my lips pop, like stand out. It's kind of crazy. For the powder blush, I do have two. They're both from M Cosmetics. Michelle Phan found M Cosmetics. So this is Magic Hour. Very beautiful blush. I have tried this one. This one reminds me of like an Hourglass blush, just the way it looks with the sheen. And then this one here is Faded Clementine. Very beautiful, like orangey, kind of bronzy. I don't know, the powder's gorgeous. It's just got this sheen to it. It just goes on effortlessly. It's very easy to blend. It's not heavy. For this look, I think I'm going to stick to Magic Hour just because it's like a nude shade. And with the eye look that I have planned, I don't want to go too dark with it. And we're just going to dab a little bit because I've already got plenty of blush on. I'm just trying to even it out a little bit though because it's looking a little patchy. I just think that that adds a really beautiful pink. It's pretty. So if you've been thinking about picking up one of these M Cosmetics blushes, they are really pretty. They're gorgeous. It's the only thing that I own from that brand, and it is an indie brand. I do not have all indie products for my eyebrows, so I'm going to be using the Brow Gal by Tonya Crooks. This is an indie brand. I'm also going to be using the Gimme Brow from Benefit, not an indie brand. I'm going to be using the Glossier Brow Flick. I believe Glossier is indie. And then I might also dip into the Brow Blade from Urban Decay. I don't know if Urban Decay is still considered an indie brand. So anyway, that's the combination of products I'm going to be using for the eyebrows. So when I come back, brows will be on, and then we will hop into our eyeshadow palette. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and prime my lids, and then we are going to jump in to an exciting indie brand. So I've never tried this brand before, but I've been wanting to try them probably for the last year. I just never pulled the trigger. I don't know why, but I've been seeing everybody play with this brand. Their eyeshadow palettes look stunning. Their highlighters look otherworldly. So the brand that I'm talking about is Kaleidos. So I have several palettes that I picked up from them, but this is the one I'll be using today. I mean, look at the packaging on this. It's like shiny, kind of iridescent. It's got this really smooth like texture and feel to it. It's beautiful. But what's even more beautiful is what's on the inside. I mean, look at those shadows. Honestly, the camera can't even pick it up. It can't even do it justice. When I look at this palette, I think of the Miami Dolphins. Like, I can't even help myself. Okay, so first I'm going to go ahead and prime my lids, and then we'll hop into some sort of an eye look. So what I did is I went ahead and laid down some P. Louise base all over the lids. Let's start off the transition area with this really deep bluish color. It's almost like a turquoise. Let's do that first. I think there's a lot of pressure on beauty YouTubers to do these like elaborate and perfect makeup looks, and not all of us are makeup artists. Some of us are enthusiasts and we just enjoy playing with makeup, and it's as simple as that. And if we happen to be good at it in the process, cool. But not all of us are, you know, professionals. So in saying that, I don't want to lose sight of why I started my channel to begin with. You know, on top of wanting to meet people and to build a community, I did it because I love playing with makeup. It's fun for me. And sometimes I get so stressed out because a look doesn't turn out the way I wanted. It flops, and I'm like, yeah, I don't even want to upload this now because I hate the way that looks. And then it totally sucks all the fun out of the reason why I started this to begin with. So I'm trying to keep myself very reminded of that. All right, let's start with that. And now I'm going to take that lighter, pretty like seafoam green right here, and we're going to blend that out a little bit. Okay, so I'm going to try something a little ballsy here. I'm going to try to do a halo eye. So I'm going to take concealer and I'm going to carve this entire lid space out. And then we'll pack some color on, you know, to give me a halo eye. I'm a little nervous. I'm not very good at this. I'm going to get some regular concealer because I find using P. Louise, it mixes with the color and then you just have a mess. I'm going to take the CoverGirl True Blend Undercover Concealer to carve out this crease. Wish me luck. It's really hard to do this eye look with hooded eyes. Very difficult. Well, we're going to try it anyway, though. Best thing to do is place a glob of it right here. And you'll see lots of people with hooded eyes do this. And then look up or look down like that. And then it's going to show you where you need to carve it. Because otherwise it's going to transfer anyway and you're just going to have a big old mess. Usually when I do this I end up with a really weird eye shape. That's probably as even as I've ever been able to get it. Practice makes perfect, y'all. I need to shut up before I screw it up. The hardest part's getting the left side to look like the right. Alright, this might be a really huge mistake, but I don't know. I'm going to start off with the really dark brown in this palette. And I'm going to pack it on the outer edges here. And then I'm going to build up that really beautiful turquoise in front of that. I'm going to try to make it blend kind of seamlessly into each other. And then I don't know what I'm doing after that. So we're just going to go with it and see what happens here. Alright, now let's take that really pretty turquoise and start packing it on from there. Let's do that really beautiful shimmery green. Oh, I like that. I mean, holy cow, that's stunning. It's crazy how much of a difference it can make when you just use your finger instead of a brush. I know some people are against using their fingers and they think that it should work as well with the brush, and I'm not saying it shouldn't, but oh my. Some of them shades, though, you just need your fingers. I'm going to go ahead and repeat that on the other eye. I'm going to use this really beautiful shimmery white shade as my inner corner highlight. It's just so, like, sparkly and pretty. Hooded eyes are a pain in the ass, so if you can figure out how to work it, work it. Work. Part of me is telling me to put that shimmery shade over top the blue. What would that look like? Probably like heaven. Let's do it. Let's just dab a little bit up the center. Oh, it's so pretty. Okay, I'm going to hop off here. I'm going to do the other eye, and then we'll figure out what to do about the lower lash line, and then we'll move it along with the rest of this look, because the eye look took a long time. I'm not going to lie. I am so extremely happy with how this turned out. Normally I can't get them very even just because of the hooded eye situation, and they're not totally even. Like, this one comes up higher just because this eye is more hooded. I don't really care because I got them relatively even. I kind of like that. Okay, so now I have a really fun highlighter that I want to show you. I will link the haul above in the cards, that way you guys can see all of the indie brand products that I picked up. But these two highlighters, I'm not sure which I want to use yet, are from Bitter Lace Beauty. This is a brand that I saw Annette from Annette's Makeup Corner. She talked about these, as well as other smaller creators. I've heard them speak about these. When I saw Annette swatch this one here, this one's called Pastel Pucker, I knew I had to have it. I jumped on the website, tried to order it. I think at the time they were sold out, so I waited. And then I ordered it like a week ago, and it showed up. Let me tell you what, this highlight, let me take it out of here in case you don't see my haul video. This highlight is beautiful. It shifts from like a pretty pastel like purple to like a mint green. It's beautiful, and I think it'll be the perfect highlight to wear with this look. The other highlight that I picked up, oh, and by the way, this smells like candy. The other highlight is this one here. This one is called Yellow Diamond. I'm not really sure what collection it came from, but it's beautiful. I have swatched both of these just because I have issues and I don't know how to just wait for a video. And they both swatch beautifully. So I don't think that's the look I want to go with Yellow Diamond. I want to use Pastel Pucker. It's going to look a little bit crazy because it's going to be like purple and green, but I don't even care. I'm doing it anyway. It is a little bit glittery, so it can look a little harsh. I'm just going to very gently tap some of this on. Oh, buddy. Honestly, I had never even heard of them before I watched Annette's video. And then I saw several other people that I watch also talk about this brand, and I was like, you know what? I just gotta get it. No choice. Normally, I don't like the glittery highlights because it emphasizes my texture, and I'm not saying this doesn't emphasize my texture, but it's so pretty, I don't care. This is definitely not like my typical makeup look, but that's what I kind of like about it. Shoo, buddy. I only bought the 2 highlighters because they're pretty expensive. If you are not somebody that's tried many indie brand makeup products, you are totally missing out. I had no idea the amount of makeup products I was missing out on. I had no clue. I don't know. I say give them a try. If you haven't tried any indie brands, try them out. Let me know what you think about them. Let me know which ones you have tried or which ones you want to try. Leave all that down below for me. Let's start a conversation. If you haven't watched Amy from Amy Loves Makeup, if you haven't watched Betty Jean from Butte Bean, let's see who else. Vinyl Beauty, that's Debbie that I've collaborated with. Go watch their channels, and they talk about indie makeup all the time. So Annette's Makeup Corner, she's another one. Let me go ahead and put a little bit of mascara on, throw the lashes on. We'll be back. We'll do a lip. We'll wrap it up. So the lashes that I used were the House of Lashes in the style Iconic Light. I love these. They are comfortable, and I think they look really pretty. I use the Tarte Rainforest of the Sea lipstick in Rum Punch. I love this lipstick. I use the Makeup Forever Artist Color Pencil in Up and Down Tan. This is like the perfect nude lip liner. I love this. What else did I do? I think that's it. I think that's all I did. You know, like I said earlier, I'm not somebody that has a large collection of indie brand makeup products. I was very sheltered for a long time and only really knew about the mainstream stuff. And I am so glad that my eyes have been open to all of the wonderful, you know, independently owned makeup brands out there, because there are so many, and there are so many that are so good. So if you guys like this video, make sure you take the time to give it a big thumbs up. I'm so grateful when you guys do that. It helps my channel out. It helps to let YouTube know to push my content out there because people are liking it, people enjoy it. If you're not already subscribed to my channel and you like my content, you like my videos, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Don't forget to hit the notification bell. That way YouTube lets you know of all my future uploads, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.